Sp4zie commentary and plenty.
Hello YouTube, Sp4zie coming right at you with another commentary. Today we're gonna discuss something that I'd like to call having a good overview of your games and moving into the mid and late game in particular with a better grasp of how the game is going to play out and thus planning your moves and your items accordingly. We're playing Seroth and runes are magic pen marks, mana regen, seals, ability power, glyphs, and quints. This is a team builder game, not a ranked. If it was a ranked, I would have brought some armor on this rune page accordingly because I'm up against the Talon, but such is the way of this type of queue. 2109 per the standard. Grab yourself a drink, friends. I have got a cup of cinnamon tea. It's delicious. So first off, we're going to discuss sort of what happens during the laning phase and everything, and then we're going to move into what I mean with overview and zooming out and all of this fancy pants word that I've been using in this little intro to this video. The lane is going to be pretty hectic here because I am doing a terrible overextension here where I move into sort of melee range because I expect him to fear me, which he doesn't, and he's like, oh, look at that damage poo, and he also now realizes that this guy has no armor, and this is just a really rough start for me. So I'm trying to sort of push and ding a little bit earlier than him, but I'm expecting him to go in as soon as he dings level 2, and I'm going to heal before he puts down the ignite to maximize the healing done, and then I'm going to try and kite him out. I do invest flash, so what I'm expecting right now is a flash jump combo to poop on me, and I ping my lane to let Elise know that this is what's going on. He is also pretty low, he's popping them pots. And these type of lanes, when this happens in your lane early, just throw down a ping because your jungler will look at it hopefully and act accordingly. And these type of lanes are the best lanes to gank, the lanes that are hectic with action, where you look at your health bars and don't really know what's going on with the ganks and everything. So he sort of does something half here, something in between. He should have just gone for me and killed me. I was fine with sacrificing myself for a kill for Elise, investing his summoner and stuff. Instead, he doesn't flash back, he doesn't flash forward, he flashes too late and he dies, which is good for me, but a little bit of a misplay on his part. Lee Sin comes in. This actually hurts me more than you'd think. I lose the push, and I should have let Elise push this with me, and I would have been back earlier. But I come back, and as you can see, I am building a Sonya straight away because of the fact that I don't have any freaking armor. Taking a sip of that little tea. Now, as you'll see here, Talon will roam very efficiently and go and pick up a kill on Elise. And while he does that, I would like to just mention really briefly that I am back from my vacation, as you probably know. I had a blast, and I am almost, with this week, hoping to feel that I'm back in business. And what I mean by that is that I've caught up with everything. There was a lot of things to catch up on this week. I'm hoping to get an epic moments out for you guys on Sunday, and after that I'm sort of gonna be back in business for me personally. I'm not gonna bore you with everything that's been going on, but it's been a lot of things, boring things to catch up with, paperwork and the like, and it feels great to sort of after this be back in just focusing on some of the new cool videos that I've got planned for you guys outside of the regular content that you see on the channel. So Talon comes in, he's 6 earlier than me, which is always painful. I'm gonna try and stay very defensive until I also ding. His shoving is hurting me a lot though, CS-wise, and he is definitely ahead in this lane, even though we grabbed a kill on him because of my awkward back and the fact that he's roamed very successfully. So it's in a pretty bad spot. It's okay, but it's not the best scenario, I'd say. I'm trying to CS on the turret. I'm not doing too well, but Elise is hopefully gonna gank this in a second, which is what I'm hoping for. I'm looking constantly on where she is on the map, and I'm trying to set up the place accordingly. She is coming in, and what I do is I hope that he goes in, and he does, which that's just amazing. Baiting the sort of engage as soon as your jungler, or preferably a little bit before your jungler even comes in, is just nice. Here he runs away. I should have blocked him better than I did there, but luckily Elise has smoited the wolves, and we see him. Hello. Boop. Free kill for me. I like that. Unfortunately, Elise didn't grab any assists, which is, yeah, a little bit unfortunate, but still a kill is a kill. A second time here that Elise doesn't help me push. I never mind when a jungler helps me push, especially if the jungler also is very, very noise and lets me CS. Pushing quicker is usually better than guaranteeing the CS in my opinion, especially early game. Here you can see a nice dive from them. grabbing the kill on Graves. Lee's gonna flash over to secure the kill on Tristana. And I just know right now that Talon is coming down there. So I panic a little bit, I ping it, and then I move. I'm so certain he's there, but obviously he is a smart player, so he's gonna capitalize on the face check. I'm totally panicking, missing my stun, flashing way too late. He's gonna flash after and just kill me. This is something that you should learn from when you play a mage mid versus an assassin. If you have a roam going on from the enemy, realize that if you do not have vision, you can't just follow blindly. A lot of people in lane might get mad because you're not the type of player that follows and like, you should follow your lane, what are you doing? But it's way better to push out the lane, let him do have some impact in the lane that he roams to, than going up and dying. That is actually worse, face checking and dying. As you can see right here, Akali has roamed down, and this is some crazy banana poo going on. I'm greeding for the Lee Sin kill here, which results in me getting super low. There's so many targets that I sort of miss my aim a lot here. I try to go for Akali, but she's gonna shroud very nicely, and their teammates are gonna act very well and just dive on top of me, and Akali just go megaham.com right here, and she's using the spell vamp to actually get away. So this is also going to result in a Drake for them. So that is basically the optimal top lane roam, I'd say. You get all the kills except the top laner, because that top laner isn't there, and you get a dragon and a turret. That's just fantastic, and this is a point in the game where we're going to move into talking about the overview of the game. Because right now, what would usually happen, especially if you had a couple of rough games or something like that, is that you might become very depressed because, wow, that is going to make them so big, they're going to come out huge on this one, and they are. But when you're behind, this sort of mentality is way more important than, than ever before. So what you do is try and zoom out. The best way of having a good overview of the game, I'd say, is to try and play out the game in your head before it actually happens. So try and visualize the team fight that is gonna, inevitably arrive. So what I'm seeing right here is an Akali that has done extremely well, a Talon that can easily jump and insta-poo, and I'm just seeing myself being very dead very easily. So what I'm gonna do accordingly, you'll see in a second. Right now I'm roaming bottom, and I realize, just as I talked about before, that I can't roam back to mid because I can't risk the face check of Talon, and thus I'm happy to stay bottom, even though they might see me, and they probably do, and just switching the turret or trading the turret bottom for the turret mid. I'm perfectly fine with that. We should have grabbed a kill if I would have aimed a little bit better. This is definitely not one of my best games on Serath, and which is good because it makes a great example. So what I'm gonna do, since that is what I've realized that is going to happen when I've sort of analyzed the situation, is that I'm going to go back here with a lot of gold. Enough gold to, for instance, buy, well, several AP items that would potentially build into something good for me. And a lot of the times you would probably pick it up because you need damage moving into the next fight. But I'm realizing that if I do not get my Zhonya's as fast as freaking possible, this game is, for me personally, for my playing, lost. I can't do anything if I don't have it. So as you can see, I moved back into the lane with 1,000 gold in my pocket, and I'm just now in a mode where I need to stall out and get the gold for the Zhonya's before I fight, because I'm just gonna die. It doesn't matter if I flash, Akali can jump for days, and Talon, if he gets to jump on me, Akali can get the free damage in because I'm silenced. And yeah, a nice little pick here, well played from my teammates, seeing that I'm going for the pink ward, and they're just standing in the fog of war waiting for him to come and try and deny me the pink. And Leona even dropped down another pink to deny him the stealth, which was just beautiful, beautiful play. Leona is playing really well in this game. So again, you can see me now just trying to stall, trying to look for as much gold as I can without getting into any risky fights. I think this is where Leona goes for a super successful roam top. She goes up there and she kills Akali with Fizz. Or maybe it is in a minute or two here. Grabbing a sip of that coffee. Oh, not coffee. Cinnamon tea. Come on. Yeah, we're just disengaging here. I'm just looking at my at the shop and how much gold I need constantly. Here she is. It's a very unexpected roam too. She just goes up there and she engages through the lane even, I think. But they grab a kill and it's super effective, as they say. No, does he go around? I'm not sure. I'm not seeing this. I just know that it happened, and that is a huge part of me being able to sit here in mid stalling and just pushing out the lane. Here I played really bad. I pushed out the lane. and focus on that instead of looking at what my teammates are doing. If I would have gone to river there and just maybe got a Q in before I ulted, and of course if I would have hit my shit, I would have been able to help them and get a kill there. So that was a big mid play. Always keep an eye on the minimap, see what your allies are, and decide if you're doing the right thing pushing. Here we do a nice little engage. Beautiful play from Leona again, and a nice Q from me, and Nami oversteps, and we pick up a kill there as well. This is exactly what we need. A very, very good pick. We get a turret. We even get a dragon off of this, and the game after this is almost even. I'm still kind of behind, or that's what I feel at least. I definitely don't feel like I'm in a good place because they have 2 assassins that can jump on me. But we're sort of evening it out. We even pick up a kill on Lee Sin here because of my stun. So beautiful stuff. And right now I go back and I buy my Zhonya's. And I also obviously pick up a pink, because if you don't have a pink versus Akali, you're pooped. So I've got that going. And right now, because I've looked at the goal that I set up for myself, because of the overview factor, playing the team fight out in my head, I am now actually comfortable in fighting, and I'm going to look to do so more than before. I'm still okay, because I'm Serath, to sort of prolong it as long as I need to. But if there are fights that I think that we could take right now, I will take them. And this is going through my head constantly as I'm playing the game. And that is sort of crucial for pulling off a good overview strategy. And right here, I'm just going to do what they did to me when I secured the pink. I'm just standing here, getting ready to, go if they jump. Unfortunately, I don't get a good pick. I'm missing a lot in this game. It's actually pretty depressing to see. I blame the vacation, friends. Leona goes in, and I'm happy with that. That's fine. Tristan's going to rocket up. As soon as Akali jumps in, I put down the pink ward. I use my abilities, and then I Zhonya's. And then I use flash heal. I get out of there. My Q gets interrupted by Tristana, which is unfortunate because that damage would have helped. And I look for a target with my ult here, but no one is low. And we came out 3 for 3 there, which is fantastic. That's a win in my book. Like, if you come out evenly when we've been after that horrible roam and the things that happened, that's awesome. Here I decide to suicide. I actually go in here knowing that I will probably die, like 99%. Talon invests a flash, that's awesome. But what I'm thinking is that we'll come out ahead anyways. I'm a little bit surprised that Elise tries to run away instead of doing damage, because I was thinking that was pretty obvious that this is a fight to the death. Go for it. But Grace picks up a double, and that's definitely worth it in my book. So I'm happy with that. And what's going to happen right now is, because of the fact that we've had a good, at least for me, and I think my teammates had it as well, good overview of how the fights are going to play out, what we can do accordingly. We're keeping that mentality, and we're playing our composition perfectly here, in my opinion. We have we're perfectly fine with, because of their team comp being very all-in-ish with 2 assassins and Tristana and Lee Sin. We can now siege, even though it's very even at this point. We're happy with sieging right now, because that's going to force them to make an engage that they're not perfectly happy with. I'm zoning with my abilities. Doesn't actually matter if I don't hit all of them. I'm zoning with them as we get a lot of damage on turret. Akali jumps in, a pink gets dropped down by Leona, and they pick up a kill on her, but that's totally fine. That's our support. She got her abilities off, and we pick up a kill on Talon, which is going to make this fight a lot easier, and we can even go in here and just straight up take the turret. So 1 for 1 in a turret means that we won that engage, and now we can just keep on looking for picks because we are still healthy. I am not investing my ult in that because I think that it is a bait, but I'm gonna go ahead and Q anyways, and turns out it wasn't a bait, so hooray. Taking a sip of that cinnamon tea. And now we're moving to another dragon. So a good overview has granted us a window to get back into this game and play our composition accordingly. And again, the best advice I could give here is to try and play out the team fights in your head, or play out the engages in your head, and try and predict what's going to happen. And it's going to come with experience. You're going to have to, for instance, I didn't just ult there. Speaking of experience, played this game since beta. It's going to come with experience. You're going to have to master the champion first and have, sort of that, down before you're able to think in a broader scheme of things. But try and play it out in your head. Try and see what's going to happen. What's going to happen to me specifically, and how can I act accordingly in order to make sure that that doesn't happen, or at least minimize the risk of it happening. And then you can just hope that your teammates are also thinking in these ways, but you can't really guarantee that. But what can you do other than focus on your own gameplay, right? This is something that I talk about a lot. So right now we're just playing the Vision War perfectly as well. Again, well played, Leona. I'm not investing my ping because I really wanted to drop it down when Akali jumps in on me. But we have perfect vision here. We're just sieging bottom. We know that they're mid. And here you're going to see some beautiful control because of this vision. I'm just poking them down. And they're in this awkward situation right now is where they're like, do we engage? Where do we engage? Do we engage on Leona? No, we can't do that. And she's already very tanky. Meanwhile, Graves is getting away from a Talon Assassin on the flank. And we're and Leona invest an ult here, which might not have been perfect, but it's fine. Lee Sin is half HP, which means that he can't go in anymore. And we can just do what we did in the mid lane. We can just siege. And again, play our comp very well. And Fizz is just enjoying this as well, I think, because he can just wait for the all-in and he can counter-engage. Sonya's pink going down, flashing out, same as before, and surviving, which is very nice. And a turret for us, 2 kills picked up, and Fizz is ready to go in. That Bruiser Fizz becoming very popular these days. So, yeah, this is actually going to be a surrender from them right here. And all of this from having a good grasp of what is going to happen, how the team fights are going to play out, and then acting accordingly. So I hope that you learned something from this commentary, guys. Try and get out there, try and apply this overview perspective to your games, and see if you have any success. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button, as it helps me out a lot. Other than that, have a fantastic weekend, my lovely friends. Stay tuned for an epic moments on Sunday, and I'll see you next time. This has been Sp4zie, and I'm out. Toots!